Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Energy Newsbeat podcast. My name is Turley, President of the Sandstone Group. Today is a phenomenal day here at NAPE. We have had the traffic. It is unbelievable. And I got a fabulous guest here. I want to give a shout out to his team. A CEO is only as good as his team, and his team are rock stars of everything they're doing out there. I have Rhett Bennet, CEO of Black Mountain Oil. Welcome, and thank you.
Thank you for that.
Oh,
great. So,
I love your team. They are phenomenal folks. How long have you been at Black Mountain?
So I started the company in 2007. So it's been about 16 years now. Really entrepreneurial, active across upstream, midstream, OFS. We've done a lot over the years, but loved the industry. It's been an excellent fit, and I'll do it my whole career.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Now, I've also been stalking Rhett, you on LinkedIn.
Right.
I love the way you are a true industry thought leader. And when you take a look at the stuff you put out there, it's not just oil and gas. I mean, you're putting out stuff that is out there. What are you seeing in the industry right now?
Sure. Yeah. Happy to unpack that. A thought leader might be a bit strong. I would say just lacking a filter, maybe. You get a little older and you're to the point where you just kind of want to cut through the noise. But in general, I would say our observations, and maybe I'll kind of take it from COVID forward. A tremendous amount of emphasis on energy transition, where the world's going, how we're going to do mobility, and some of that I would say we're super supportive of. We've got energy transition investments. We acquired a nickel mine in Western Australia, and have since monetized that.
Nice.
Own an interest in a copper mine also in Australia. So the whole electrification thematic, we're super supportive of that, and I think that continues to grow. But one thing that gets lost in all the the transition hype is it's more additive than replacement, and so there's a certain point where really your base demand isn't going away, and there's a whole 40% of the world that's really rising up and starting to have actual energy consumption that to date's been de minimis. And so you're going to need all of the above, and I think that's kind of what we focus on. Is
critical minerals is something that you just hit on. With your endeavor in Australia, do you see any hope of solving the legislation through regulatory actions and building it up internally? Or because Australia is facing some of those same kind of things with one side trying to shut down the mining in Australia.
That's right.
So, I guess this is a two-pronged episode.
Yeah.
How do you face the ones in Australia, and then how do you work with the ones here in the U.S.?
Yep. So a couple comments on Australia. So Australia is easily the Saudi Arabia battery metals. I mean, their natural endowment is amazing.
Metals,
yeah. So whether it's battery metals or natural gas, coal, I mean, they've got just such an abundance. So as far as an export economy, when it comes to natural resources, that's the engine of Australia. And so that part traditionally has always been a huge part of their economy. They probably, similar to the U.S., deal a lot of, kind of just more kind of the eco pressures on what does that look like. And the inconsistency there is, well, you've got to have these things to have transition. And, so that part doesn't always add up to me, but yeah, similar to the States, they deal a lot with that. What I would say, where maybe it differs in the States, our ability to be, really globally significant producers of copper, rare earths, et cetera, is a bit more limited than what they have. However, the IRA Act was an absolute game changer, and just the incentives that provided for more of the manufacturing production side. I do think you'll see the United States build up a significant kind of midstream aspect of production, even if we have partnerships with Australia and other places for critical metals that we don't necessarily have here. The benefits of the IRA as far as attracting investment dollars to kind of grow a more fulsome supply chain has been tremendous.
That's outstanding.
So you take it for what it's worth, and people could say that it's kind of another grab bag of kind of Washington kind of give outs, but the incentives are working. So that part's been interesting to watch. And with that, I come back to the traditional energy side, which is that's not going away. You're going to continue to have all of those, demands, and capital needs to, be cognizant of that and continue to support the industry. Because, there's a whole 3-4 billion people in the world that are going to be using your product for decades to come. And I think it's preferable to have those jobs, that economic activity sourced domestically, West Texas, Pennsylvania, what have you, rather than more, other areas that, have less stringent environmental rules and labor methodology. And so, if you're going to make it anywhere, you should make it here. It would be, a really concise way to put it. And the world's going to need it for a long time. So, having a vibrant domestic oil and gas industry, I think is critical, not only to the economy, but to national security and national interest. So hopefully, some of the issues that arise from time to time, like the moratorium or the pause on LNG facilities. I mean, some of that is hopefully a little more political football than sincere, because you're ultimately just constraining yourself. And I would go back to when the EU and Europe was facing all the issues with Russia turning off the spigot. Well, at that point, they called LNG freedom gas, which is a great moniker, but nonetheless, it was very instrumental in their economies not collapsing from high energy costs and keeping them warm through the winter. And so there's real benefits to having allies that can support you, through their natural resource extraction methodologies. And so that part, quickly we forget, and that gets underappreciated, but LNG can be a powerful geopolitical tool for us, and great for the economy at the same time. And so, you want to see that stuff be embraced.
Now, who are your customers? Who do you target as customers out there, Rhett? Because you sit back and you're talking about a wide breadth of services and things. Who are you looking for? Investors, or who's your market that you're trying to work with?
We stay pretty active, kind of across the spectrum, both talking to capital partners, sources, because we are very entrepreneurial and we have lots of interesting business activities. But I would say in general, I spend a lot of my time kind of thinking about the thematics, where you want to be, how you want to position a team to succeed when you have lots of tailwinds. Because I've seen shrinking industries, growing industries, and you like to be getting the right people on the bus, and the part of an industry that's going to be growing, and the pie gets bigger for everybody. So we kind of spend a lot of time thinking about where we want to be and socializing that with potential capital partners. But energy transition's been very fluid from a capital perspective, extremely hot. And I would say probably in the last 6 or 8 months, maybe last year, the appreciation for traditional energy is kind of back a bit, and we're no longer persona non grata like we were for a couple of years. And so I'm excited for where the industry's at over the next 2 or 3 years. I think prices probably are masking down enthusiasm. Prices aren't great, but capital accessibility is back, and I think you can feel that on the floor of NAPE, that people feel like they can do stuff again, which is refreshing, because for several years it was not that way.
Oh no, it's been so fun.
It has.
And I'll tell you what, you can always tell how a company is doing financially, as well as how well it's doing, by the CEO, but it's the employees he picks. And I have to give a shout out to your employees. It was a compliment to you in a roundabout way.
We've got some great individuals. Absolutely. I mean, you could instantly, you just know you can't do it all, and you can't be an expert in everything. And so you better find the right guys.
I would be dead meat without my team. Totally. Absolutely dead meat. And so thank you so much. How can people find you?
Our website's blackmtn.com, like short for mountain. We're on LinkedIn and other places. I would like to think we're probably pretty easy to find on quick Google search or two, but
I'm a LinkedIn stalker of you. So anyway, we'll have all your contact information on the LinkedIn and your website in the way.
That's
Thank you so much. I just appreciate you.
Thank you. We'll enjoy the show, and looking forward to being back on soon.
Thank you. We'll see you.